For years, this was something we talked about doing someday. And then suddenly, someday was here. We had the truck, we had each other, and for the first time, we had nowhere we had to come home to. Now came the part we really couldn't plan for, figuring out life on the road. We traded our dream home in Costa Rica for our dream truck. We got married, and instead of settling into married life, we hit the road for the adventure of a lifetime. The plan is to drive around the world, one road at a time. Leaving Saskatoon felt a little strange. We were finally starting this huge journey, but we were driving roads we'd driven many times before, across Saskatchewan, into Alberta, and eventually British Columbia. Everything around us was familiar, but somehow it all felt completely new. These were roads we'd traveled before, but we'd never traveled them like this. For the first time, everything we needed was packed into our truck, and wherever we stopped for the night would become home. This wasn't just the start of a trip, it was the start of a completely new way of life. And it turns out we didn't have to go very far to find our first adventure and some inspiration along the way. Sitting in the middle of the Saskatchewan prairies were two old schoolhouses, and two people who had followed a dream of their own. So Kathy, I just want to thank you and Keith for having James and I out at the Prairie Sisters. I mean, it is such a special place, and we could feel that the moment we arrived.
Yep.
Hold on. I love it. What made you and Keith decide when you saw these schoolhouses that you had to save them?
I wanted to save this old building, and I can't even explain why. I just did. It was important for me, even though this isn't my community, it's my husband's. But I knew it was steeped in family history, and it deserved to be saved in whatever way we could. What we were going to do with it after, we had really no idea what that was going to be. But you know what? Like he says, you stay the course. Mm-hmm. It'll happen. Some way or another, it'll happen. It might take longer. And we hope that we're an inspiration for other people also who are older like us. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, most people... My truck just died. I hope we're not out of gas. It really is, you know, it's never too late.
Yes, I love that. Yeah.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
You know, we hope to do this until we can no longer do it. Mm-hmm. And if we have to get help, we'll get more help. But people tend to put their own limitations on life. And for what reason, I don't know. Like if you're able to do what you want to do, then do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You shouldn't put yourself in a box because you're of a certain age or whatever.
Like I think it's always, you just take that leap of faith and you never know where it's going to lead you.
Never.
Right? No, but you have to have the passion for it, and you have to feel like it's something calling you, and I think
you do.
It works out. Somehow, like you say, stay the course. Keep that faith, because it will work out.
Stay the course.
I love it. And look at what you guys have created. Like, it's something you should be so proud of.
Thank you.
We really
Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, this is the true prairies out here.
And they belong together. That's why we call
it.
them the Prairie Sisters, because they're sisters.
Yeah.
You know, they're only a year apart, but they're sisters.
Kathy and Keith saw something special in these two old schoolhouses and had a vision for what they could become. Then they did the hard part. They made it happen. And feeling pretty inspired by their story, we got back on the road. At first, we were still traveling through places we've been before. Familiar highways, familiar towns, familiar landscapes. But every day we traveled a little further north, and eventually the familiar started disappearing behind us. While the kilometers were adding up, we were trying to figure out something else. Life on the road. For months, almost all of our energy had gone into getting ready to leave. Building the truck, planning, packing everything we thought we might need. And then suddenly we were living in it. And the smallest things needed a new routine. Like, where does everything go? How do we work? Where do we get water? Where are we sleeping tonight? We're learning what works, and we're learning what doesn't. Somewhere along the way, we started to find our rhythm. This is all new to us, and maybe that's the part that makes it so exciting. We're figuring it out as we go. And then something started to change. The roads ahead weren't familiar anymore. We were getting into parts of British Columbia we'd never seen before. The towns became smaller, the distances between them became longer, and the landscape just kept getting bigger. For the first time since leaving, it really felt like we were heading into the unknown. And strangely, that was exactly where we wanted to be.
To run away, to run away. How'd you fly? You are mine. All the questions in mine. How to cry. You and I. All the questions in my mind. Oh, how to
For years, we imagined what this would feel like, to finally be out here, to wake up each day and just keep going. No real idea what we'd find around the next corner, and maybe that's the best part. We're finally living the adventure we spent so long dreaming about.
The first part of this trip has been all about figuring out how to be comfortable in Oso. And when I say comfortable, I mean, where everything goes and you're making a meal, so I'm going to grab here for this and take this from here. It's all those little creature comforts that make your day easy and comfortable. But we're about to make things really uncomfortable because we're about to now head into the Yukon on our way up to the Dempster Highway, all the way up to the Arctic Ocean in Tuktoyaktuk. It's going to be gravel road, it's going to be dirty, there's going to be bugs, mosquitoes, a lot less services, and at the end of the day, we're going to get up there just to dip our toes into the Arctic Ocean. And you could actually say that's what we're doing right now with overlanding. We're making this into a sustainable lifestyle so that we do this for many years. There's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of planning over the years, but right now, it's time to go do it.